There are things that we experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in a corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us, share your story, share your evidence, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is GhostBox.
Hey there, happy Sunday. Welcome to GhostBox Live. My name is Greg Bakun. Really appreciate everyone joining in tonight. I hope everything is going well, and I hope you had a good week. What we're going to do tonight is we are going to be talking with Spirit. We're going to be trying to figure out if we can get some spirit communication tonight. If you remember last week, it was pretty active, and it got much more active. If you saw my poorly shot video afterwards, I think it's very interesting how the activity just kind of kept ramping on. Also, I wanted to kind of, apologize to people. We were planning on doing a living paranormal on Wednesday or Thursday, right? Thursday, but literally all the power went out in not only Wabasha, where we were planning to go live at the Anderson House, but also the next city over, Lake City, and then the city, just a little bit of the city next to that, which is Red Wing. And it was about 17,000 people who did not have power that night. And it was absolutely ridiculous, but that's how it went. And, we were really excited for it. We were really happy for it, but it just didn't work out. Now, hold on a second. Let's see if we can someone just came through. Oh, he doesn't want to come up here yet. He's my co-host, Linus, and sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't show up. But next time he comes through, because he kind of does the rounds. He makes sure that Spirit isn't around and whatnot. Next time he comes through, I'll pick him up and show him to everybody. But we were all ready to go on Wednesday night or Thursday night. It was really very sad in a way, because I think we would have had a really fun time. But yeah, it was pretty crazy how it didn't quite work out. Just as we were setting up the last camera, it just did not work out. All right, folks, real fast, as usual, here's our little co-host. He's called Linus, aren't you? He's all about spirit interaction. Yeah, so yes, he is, and he's with us all night. He makes sure that we're all safe, don't you? So yeah, this is Linus, the co-host, and we're gonna put him down before he scratches my face off. So, right? All right. Thank you. We got that out of the way, right? First, I want to say hello to a few people. Hey there, thank you very much for joining me. Good to see you. Tim, thank you very much for joining me. Pamela, thank you. Nice haircut, by the way. Mary, thank you very much. Of course, Mr. Greg Koss, thank you very much for joining in, and thank you for the call today. And of course, Glenn and Barbara, thank you very much. And folks on my personal profile page, thank you very much for joining in. So, like I said, we are going to be reaching out to Spirit tonight. Let's go to the equipment cam. We had a couple things go on before we started off. First of all, the Ovilus 5 here, the first thing it said was which you can't really see. Underneath it, or on top of it, is nation. The Ovilus 4 here, the first word that came up there was disembodied. And then it said, let's see, tragic, row, and child. So we have that. A couple things I am trying out. First of all, as always, we have the REM pod. Now remember, the REM pod went off quite a bit on last Sunday. It also went off quite a bit and when we were doing our own investigation of the Anderson house on Thursday. So we'll see if we get anything tonight. We have the flashlight again. The obelisk 5. Another word just came through. Troop. Troop. So you have witch. WITCH. Nation and troop on the obelisk 5. On the obelisk 4, we have disembodied, tragic, row, and child. Now we also have the Linus detector here. Either it doesn't work or I'm dead, one of the two. Well, Linus isn't around, right? Now we're going to try something else tonight. Whoops, that is really set up nicely. Rocket. All right. All right. Okay, that flashlight is set up very nicely tonight. You don't even have to barely touch anything, goes off. So those balls, right? I got those in Salina, Kansas, and we'll be introducing some other stuff here from Salina here pretty soon. And what happens with those balls, they're just like a K2 or a REM pod. And if you get close, and Annette, you're absolutely right, they are cat balls. And we don't give them to Linus. We use them, and they went off for us quite a bit with intelligent responses at the Anderson house on Thursday. It was actually really cool to see. And I see John Marson is on the feed tonight. So I think John can, certainly certify that they were really going well. They were actually working in conjunction with the flashlight. So that was really, really interesting. Also, something else I picked up is a new spirit box, which once you get going on it, it's more of like a hack. And I got this from Jesse out in Salina, and I can share his information. We just got a hello on this. We're not going to use this tonight. I have just got this. I ordered in Salina, and I just got it actually yesterday in the mail. So before I use it, before I use it here, I want to just test it out for myself. So, but I think it's cool looking. I love big displays like that. So I wanted to make sure that I bought it. He's actually very inexpensive. I can share that information with anybody. He makes a lot of stuff. I bought a lot of stuff from him when I was in Salina, a lot of stuff. And but it was good prices. He makes a lot of it himself. The cat balls he did not make himself, but he gets them in. And then we have just some other stuff that he did, and we had some really good results with that stuff at the Anderson house. So once I get that information, because I meant to get it all together before I went live here, and I didn't. So probably next week I could be able to share exactly Jesse's information. But he does some good stuff, and Jesse believes that you don't have to pay a ton of money for paranormal equipment. He's just like, he just was like, I don't need to be making a lot of money off it. He's just paying his, he just wants to make his time back. And I got 2 REM pods from him that are shaped as old lanterns. Okay. So his theory on that is that spirits might actually feel a little bit more familiar with something like that. And they're really cool looking. I got another REM pod that's a flashlight, and I got a little casket thing that has a orange bulb on it that looks like flame. And so they go near it. It looks a little bit like a candle. It's really neat. And I just really think that, you got to applaud somebody who wants to give back to the paranormal, community, but doesn't want to make a ton of money. He doesn't want to charge a lot of money out of it. And he definitely, his stuff, in my opinion, could probably go for more money, but this is how he wants to do it. And I am not going to disagree with him. So definitely we will definitely talk more about that. Folks, if you wouldn't mind, I would greatly appreciate if you could share this video out to the world. I'd love to get as many people involved as possible with it. And that way we can get a lot of people interested. And, we're not looking for people's energy, we're looking for their intention. The more the merrier when it comes to that, okay? Also, as usual, please make sure that on Tuesday, you tune in for Ane with her one question readings. We had her on my radio show today. We didn't get a lot of people interested in getting a one question reading, which only meant that we had a great conversation. And I was really excited because I was asking her stuff that I've actually never really asked her before about investigating. Because when I met her, she didn't investigate. She was just doing mediumship work. And then over time, she got more into the investigation side. And it's always an interesting question for someone who's a medium. How does that investigation side work and stuff? So go to am950radio.com. Listen to the show, please. It's under GhostBox Radio. It's a page, show page. But if you go there, check out that episode and other episodes. But I found it very interesting. It was nice to have a conversation about it because it's really fun. And it's a good point, too, that Mr. Greg Koss called in, which was nice to hear from him. We've been telling you folks, call in as much you want, especially if you want to get, you want to be able to, get a reading and whatnot. And Ane is on the show every month, once a month at least. So please, I know that at least in Minnesota, it was an absolutely beautiful day, and everyone should enjoy those days. So Ane will be back on where you can call in and talk to her, in person. Also, she is going to be at the Anderson House event, November 12th through 14th. And you can go to that through Parafriends Events. I will share the link for that. She's going to have a gallery. There's stuff going on that she's expecting her first grandchild, that if that happens early, then she will not be able to do so, because that's much more important. But we're hoping that everything works out just fine and that she can join in. So we're really excited about that. Let's see, anything else that we want to talk about here? Just that, I showed the spirit box, everything else. We just had a really good session last week. It started off a little bit slow, but it was really nice to see that we were getting responses and whatnot. So, that's really all that we're going to try, and see what we can come up with. That's always the thing that I'm most excited about, is seeing who can come through and not. Funny enough, Ane and I talked about on the show today about the idea of reaching out to people we've always wanted to talk to that are not family members or something. And I had asked her the question, as a medium, there's some people you wanted to talk to. Have you ever thought about reaching out to the people that you really, really want to? And it was really interesting, because I don't know if she really thought about that before. I've only been kind of doing it through the spirit box, because I don't want to bother them. And also, everybody tends to go after like some famous people and try to see if they can get them in. And it's not, honestly, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to create like a space where it's, reaching out to the famous ones. But there is that really interesting thing to try to reach out to them. And yes, Ane wanted to reach out to Nefertiti. And we're going to do that at some point. We're going to try that out and see. There's so many questions. And that's what I love about the paranormal, because I could say, well, if we reach out to her, she's going to talk to us. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. Is she going to speak to us in our language? Maybe she will, maybe she won't. We don't know. We don't know what happens. That's what's so fun about it. And if you're somebody who is easily disillusioned, like, oh well, that you're never going to get her, or if she speaks in English, then that means that it's not her. All that stuff. I look at the paranormal as a space of where anything can happen. Once we put confinements on things, I think that's when we fail as investigators. I think that's when things start going wrong. And I feel like that's when you end up, um, that's where you really need to have an open mind. And I've run into it too, where, I feel like I have an idea of norms, but try not to. Try not to have those norms. Try to have an open mind. Try to be okay with stuff. It's tough, right? Because we are confined by our own meat suits, and we're confined by our own way of thinking about stuff. But you know, it's tough. Obelisk just went off. Which one went off? Which one went off? So the last word I saw on the Obelisk 5, which is the one in the front, is um, rocket, and then it said okay. Wonder if it was responding to me, and ceiling. Now remember last week when Greg Koss brought up wondering if something came back from the temple with us, that as soon as that's happened through the spirit box, the word Mason came through. And also, when we did our live feed at the temple, and Stephen was holding the Obelisk 4, and through the Obelisk 4, while we're in the temple, came through and said Masonic, amongst many other intelligent responses to the stuff we were doing there. That is the stuff that I find very exciting. I find that stuff very neat. I just want to make sure that the balls, if you will, are okay. All right, there we go. So, all right, we'll see that now. I'm sure you all saw that was me that did that. And I also see there's a bit of a lag on it. So, all that's good. So, should we talk to spirit? I have no real like agenda tonight. Let's just see who comes through. Let's see who we can help. Let's see who can be spoke to. Because so yes, it's really really cool to be able to come through with something. A little sidetrack. My cat was doing something that was kind of frowned upon, but he's Linus. He gets away with whatever he wants. So he just does. You could say no to him, and he could just stare at you when you say no to him. So that's just kind of how he operates. Should we do some protection? Protection is good, right? And I look at last week when we were doing our thing, and you had somebody on here who said that I did not close the circle, and I disagree with that because I do know what I'm doing. But when you closing the circle and stuff, I don't believe it necessarily means that nobody else can come through, because we have a we live. I live in a house that has activity. I live in a house that has stuff going on, and I see shadows quite a bit. I hear stuff. Linus hears stuff, and it doesn't bother me one bit. But whatever was here was persistent. And so if you saw that video that I did after the Spirit Box session, after GhostBox Live, what you didn't see is I turned off the camera, and I just said, have you followed me from, actually I asked, I was point blank, are you an attachment from Salina, Kansas? Everything went off. Literally everything went off, including the Obelisk 4 that said Lust, Lust. And I said, are you a are you an admirer of me? Do you have like some kind of a crush on me or something? And the Obelisk was going, or sorry, the REM pod was going off again. And I just said, you have to go. It's time for you to go now. You can't stay here. And it was very much at that point, it stopped. And it didn't want to go, whoever it was, but it was like I had to have them leave. And that's what we do. And so sometimes I do think that there's stuff that does stick around a little bit, but really also closing the circle is mainly for you, because I do not want anything. We open this up, we did our thing, and we close it. It's as simple as that. And like I said to the gentleman who disagreed with me last week, if you don't think it's closed, please close it then. If you feel that you are in a better position to do so, I stand behind what I say. I stand behind what I do. But, if you're feeling that it wasn't done, then do so. So, and I mean that in the most authentic way. I'm not mocking that person. It's like, if you really feel that way, you got to do what you need to do, because this is not stuff we mess around with. This is not a joke. This is serious stuff. And the last thing I want to do to any of you is to have anything happen to any of you because you are just taking part in this. And I do not believe that that would happen. But I just want to be very transparent about it. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, okay? So let's do protection, and let's see what happens tonight. And let's see if we could speak to spirit. So just as always, make sure you're relaxed. This is fun. And if you are low in energy, if you're not feeling well, then this might not be, you want to be at your best when we do these, because we want to be able to freely speak with spirit, not worry about anything. And when you speak with spirit, you do have to be at your best. For example, I wasn't feeling well yesterday. I wouldn't have done it yesterday if I felt, or I wouldn't have done it today if I felt the way I did yesterday. I did not feel very well. Today I feel good. So it starts with your heart. Now think of all the people that you love who have passed. Think of your spirit guides, and think of everybody who is able to lend you a hand of protection. And you know that even though they've passed, that they're with you, that they stand beside you, they stand behind you. They would do anything for you, even though they're gone. And just think of them in your heart. Think of your spirit guides. Think of your loved ones. And then just imagine this light in your heart, which your heart is all light and love. And it just grows. And it just grows, and it grows, and it grows. And what's happening here is that we are creating a shield amongst ourselves, just this beautiful energetic shield, because the only spirits we want to talk to tonight are spirits of love and light, love and above. We're not here to reach out to spirits that are low vibration. We only want to reach out to spirits of love and light who want to communicate with us, who have something to say. And if they need our help, we're here for them. But that is it, okay? And that's what we're going to do. And that's what we do very well. All of you do. Those who have been with me for all this time, we work together, and we do it well. And when you want a loved one to come through, you are in fact helping. You're taking part in it. You're an active participant. That's why we do the protection. And as Mr. Koss says, we are all responsible for our own protection. Not some of you may not take part in it, and that's fine. That is totally your decision. And that's just how it works. Maybe you have, and you just don't know it. I mean, I don't know. Anything is possible. If I can find one, anyone can. Should we talk to some spirits? Even though I showed this new cool spirit box, we're just going to use Old Faithful. And the reason why I want to do that simply is because it always works for us. You're able to hear it better through the speakers. If we were all together in person, I'd probably do something different, but this works. So let's see what happens. Spirit, my name is Greg, and I just want to speak to any spirit that wants to just come communicate with us. We're not here to exploit you. In fact, we want to hear from loved ones. We want to hear from people who are just wanting to talk to us. Heard the obelisk again. Please come through to us. Please use any of the devices on the table. Please feel free to dim a light, knock on something, whatever it takes. please also consider talking through this. You can use me as the conduit, and your voice can come out through the speaker, and everyone here can hear you. And especially if you're reaching a loved one through here, they can hear you, and we can communicate. And that's what it's all about. So please, please do so. Now we got a couple other things through the Ovilus while I was pontificating, and that is Wagon, and what's the other word? Elemental. I didn't read that very well. You know, the words are small, okay? Just relax. They're small words. I can't read them anymore. I need like a monocle or something. I don't want glasses. I want a monocle, I think. But everyone uses monocles these days. At least at one point it came back, and I don't, that's not really my thing. We could keep talking about monocles, or we could talk to spirit. Let's talk to spirit. Reverse sweep 200. All right. Thought I might have heard. Okay. What is your name? I thought I heard you. Can you say hello to us, please? So it's Sunday. Do you like Sundays? Can you turn on a device over here for me, please? We do this so that you know that you are not forgotten, okay? Or if your loved one is here, that you could talk to them. That's all we want to do. Do you understand?
Black is on the. How is it?
How is it? How is what? I am looking for any spirit that is just passing through that would love to say hello to us. Can you do that for me, please? What was that? Huh? That high? Do we have any relatives here tonight? And could you speak up, please? I'm having a hard time making out almost everything tonight. Mary, are you saying you don't know whether Vincent has passed or not, huh? I certainly heard what's going on. So you heard girl along with that, huh? Don, I had no idea that your mom is only 69 now. You lost her way, way, way too young. I am so sorry. And I am blanking. Could you remind me her name again, please? I am so sorry. I should know this. I'm going to be honest. I personally have not heard it, but doesn't mean it's not happening. If somebody is reaching out to Amanda, can you let us know? We'd be very interested. Thank you. Donna, can you, are you able to come through for us, please? Don would love to hear from you. Happy birthday. You hear Donna's name? Did I hear that correctly? Donna, that's what I thought I heard. Not trying to freak anyone out, especially you, Dawn, but I thought I heard Donna's name. Happy 69th birthday. I don't know if you'd be happy that she's advertising to the world your age, but you left us way too early, and you're missed. Obviously, I hope you know that, especially from your daughter. Oh, good. Good. We all heard it. Getting chills. You all getting chills? Donna, can you say your daughter's name for us, please? Good. Very quiet over there tonight. Could I get the name of who is trying to reach out to Amanda, please? We keep hearing her name, and we would love to know. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. I mean, they just want to talk to all of us. It's all of us together, isn't it? They want to reach out to the loved ones. Amanda, have you heard anything from when I asked that might sound familiar to you? I don't think I heard anything myself, but you let me know if you're hearing something about who it might be that was trying to reach out. Okay, well, that was something that I missed. Winnie, have you been trying to reach out to Amanda? you been saying Raymond's name? Have you been saying Raymond's name and Amanda's name? Can you make a ball light up for me, please? I paid for them. I'd like to see them light up. I just heard a yes. Heard I have. Now, Donna, are you still here? Donna, are you still here? For Dawn? If you can, and forgive me, I'm not trying to put any pressure on you, but if you can, I would really love to hear something very clear and strong from you to your daughter. Donna, I know that birthdays are irrelevant. Do you celebrate in any way? Do you celebrate anything where you are? I'm just curious. I mean, I'll find out soon enough, but I'm in no hurry. Who is that? It sounds like there he is, or something like that. A lot of names coming through tonight. A lot of names coming through. And they're names that are you folks here, which is important. You know why we do these, right? We do it so that you're not forgotten and that we give comfort to the people who are listening, who miss you so much. I hope you know that. I thought I heard good job, and then I heard someone say, what? That you, yeah, I don't need to explain it again. I do too. I do too. That's cool. It also could be for Greg Koss, who's watching also. Is there somebody trying to get a hold of me? If so, could you turn on a device over here, please? Are you trying to get a hold of the other Greg? Greg Koss. If so, could you let us know perhaps there's something over there, please? You have a message for Greg. All right. If you have a message for him, let us know. We'd love to pass it along. We would. I thought I heard my last name. Or F it. One of the two. They kind of sound the same when they're kind of muddled. Anyone else catch any of that? Just listening for a second.
Help you.
Can I help you? Can I help you? Is there a message that you want us to pass along?
Electric.
Yeah, you all heard that. Can I help you? Pretty cool.
Sure.
Sorry, I can't read it. Y-A-N-K. Do we have somebody from the Civil War era with us right now? Like a Confederate soldier. Because I'm wondering if you're calling us a Yank. I'm just curious. Doesn't matter to me. Good you don't? Who's to say it wasn't? You know? Who's to say it wasn't? Heard my name again. All right. So I'm hearing my last name. I'm hearing my first name. Now, I thought I heard your name, Stephen, just now. I don't know if you heard that. One voice would be enough, quite frankly. Someone trying to get a hold of me? Could you let me know, please? They make a ball light up. I put the money into it. Hope to see it work. Let's go over here and touch it. Touch the table. Light something up. I can tell you. What do you want? I think they're spirits talking to each other, quite frankly. But they won't tell me the message, or at least I'm not hearing it. Let's put it that way. Are we not hearing the message you want to tell us? Yeah, I definitely heard Steven's name. You're asking, I get it. You're asking if when I heard your name was female. I don't recall it being female. Maybe it was. I apologize. I don't know. Is there somebody that you want me to try to reach out to for on your behalf? Is there somebody that you think that could be? Just heard Donna again. You remember last week when I said not to talk at the same time and then it got to be nothing after a while? So at the moment, I'm not going to do it again. because I'm enjoying the conversation. But it is kind of hard, isn't it, to kind of differentiate and just making sure that we know what's going on. But it's interesting tonight, isn't it? And I don't feel bad energy. I just feel like there's just a lot. You know, spirits, are you all here celebrating Donna? Because this is what we're seeing in the feed. All right, this is what we're seeing. So there you go. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, maybe, you know, we celebrate being, you know, I want to say up there, but you know what I mean. So, you know, us earthly folks, Donna, we celebrate you today, okay? All right. I also think I also feel like I'm hearing Greg Koss again. Is that a yep? Who wants to talk to Greg Koss? He's here. He's all ears. Well, two at least. I'm assuming. Because I distinctly heard your name, Greg, your last name. And in an effort not to make it all about myself. Is this Greg's parents by chance? Just listening. Dolores, Chester, are we hearing from you? Please finish the thread. Love you. Love you. You hear that? Love you. It never changes. It never gets better when you lose a parent. All you do is learn to live differently. Dolores, is this you? I think it is, right? Can you go give your son, that amazing veteran, can you give that amazing veteran a hug? Who else wants to come through? Who else wants to say hello to us through here? We're having a good night. We want to hear some more fun and positive people. There's a lot of you out there. Whoops. That's nice. I just heard that. I just put it up there, but I just heard it again on there.
Colors.
I don't know which Greg you're talking to, but I think we'll both say hello back. We'll both say hello. Let's see what we can do, Bridget, okay? Jim, we thought you heard your name earlier. We're looking for Jim, that either Bridget's father-in-law. Jim, can you come through for Bridget, please? I heard Donna again. Jim, would you be able to say Bridget's name so we know that you are hearing us, please? Now, we thought we heard his name earlier. I'm sorry, Barbara. I meant to get back to you earlier. Thank you for reminding me. Barbara would like to reach out to Chuck. It's your birthday also. Happy birthday, Chuck. Probably doesn't mean anything to you now, but we still celebrate. Okay? Can you say hi to Barbara, please? She's listening. She'll hear you. Can you say Barbara's name? And Mary, we never really did try this, so let's see here. Vincent, if you're here, Mary would like to know if you have passed. Could you, if you have, could you respond, please? So she knows.
2 minutes.
I thought I heard that actually, but I thought I heard it in more of a kid's voice. Like when I was talking. I don't know, if anyone else heard that, or it's just me. Let's see if we can cross some spirit over. Remember, I just need your intention, not energy, please. I'm here with that voice. That's not radio, I know that. All right, let's open up some light, okay? We're asking any spirit who want to. You don't have to. But if you need help crossing over, we're here to help you cross over now, okay? We open up some light for you. Do you see the light? The answer. I do. Thank you. What you need? Okay. What you need to do? You need to cross over. You have to. Let's go. Yes. Cross through the light. If you do not feel like that you deserve to go, you're wrong. Just cross over. You're not going to be judged. There'll be somebody there. Okay. Yes, cross over, cross through. Have you crossed? Fever, okie dokie. It's like, is that my mom? I mean, that's what my mom always say. She don't say okie dokes, actually. What? Did you cross? Did it? I feel the energy shifting here. Oh, portal. All right. Did you all cross? Thank you, Stephen. Can you let me know if you have all crossed who needed it tonight? They are. I wonder if we're not hearing them because they've crossed. Okay. Let's close it down. I shut this session down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. and it works out well because the battery on my spirit box and on my speaker are dying. So this worked out very well. Whew. Okay, before we go any further, let's just remind ourselves that we are closing the session. If you're a spirit that's just been traveling through, you are no longer allowed to reach out to us or speak to us until we open up this session again. If you are a if you are a loved one or family member or friend, you always are welcome to reach out to your loved ones. But other than that, we are not allowing any more communication from spirit tonight. Thank you. So we have that. That seemed to be a pretty active night, which is interesting because it's active. It's active here, but it wasn't active over there. And before the show started, the flashlight did go off a couple times, but and then it did go off when I was touching it over there. I mean, obviously, like, well, duh. But the thing is that it just showed that it was set just right, that any vibration would have let it go off. So it's just one of those nights that we didn't really get anything. Unless spirit right now wants to put on the flashlight just to say goodnight to us, you're more than welcome to. Do you want to turn on a flashlight for us? Let us know. That would be this one right here. All you have to do is go and touch it and it would go off if you want. You don't have to, because I'm saying that because I know they're not going to. So there is that. I try to save face on this end. But yes, so that is what, that's what a good week. And thank you very much. Yes, everyone have a great week. Speaking of which, before I let you go, don't forget once again to check out her session, her one question reading on Tuesday, where you can go and ask her a question and she will answer it. The only caveats are that it is not mediumship, not political, and make sure that you're not asking something that you wouldn't want the internet to see, just, stuff like, is my husband having an affair? You probably don't want to ask that on an internet live stream. Just my opinion. Do it however you want. But yes, very much that being the case. Please also go over to Parafriends events, where we have listed our Anderson House event that is November 12th through the 14th. That is where we're supposed to have done our live last week, but it just didn't work out that way. That's how things go. Even though it took out like 3 cities, I feel like that was targeted at us, and that's just silly. That's very Ghost Adventures to feel like that they're targeting us with the weather, but it just seemed really, really strange. So you got that, but you can go over to Parafriends event, get the URL. We've just added psychic medium tarot card reader Ane in person at the event, and that is pretty spectacular. We'll be putting up a link because she'll be doing a gallery on Friday night, which will be pretty exciting. Also, we have at least one more guest that we're going to confirm in a week that really brings a lot of great energy to the event too. So, and also, I don't have an image for it yet, but next week on GhostBox Radio, we'll be talking about the event with my fellow organizers, Becky, Eric, and John, all very distinguished paranormal investigators. We're putting this on together. We're going to be talking about the Anderson House, but also being October, being Halloween season, we're going to talk about some of our favorite investigations and how that worked out really well for us and some of our fun moments. And we've investigated together for years, let alone separately. So there's no shortage of stuff to talk about. So we got that. I don't think there's anything else I need to share with everybody. If you want to follow me, send me a friend request. It's quite all right. I prefer a friendship than just following me. So please do so. But my pages are also MN GhostBox on Facebook. It's just MN GhostBox, Minnesota GhostBox. Also Parafriends events. And you can follow those along as well, however you want to do it. And thank you, Tim. By next week, I will, and if, when I get that, I can also just send it to you also, but I'll share it with the world next week too, since I didn't get it together. So, and thank you for that. And feel free to remind me about it if you don't get it. You probably won't get it tonight, but you definitely want to check it out. So thank you for that reminder. Everyone, thank you everyone for it. A lot of people saying, great session, everything. That's because you all are part of it too. So remember, it's not just me, it's all of us. So let's have a great evening and a great week. And reach out to me if you need to. And we will do this again next Sunday. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. And I'm still on. Well, that's great. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I feel like, it doesn't work. There we go. Have a great night, everybody.